All right, so yesterday we were talking about mixed to improper, improper to mixed thinking, and that kind of stuff. Today we're just going to talk about simplifying your answer, because simplifying your answer is a very important part of giving a correct answer in math, because here's what happens. You work the problem, you work it correctly, you do everything you're supposed to, but then you don't simplify your answer. And one of the answer choices is the non-simplified answer. So you click that answer, and then all of a sudden your problem is wrong because you didn't simplify your answer. So almost every single time you need to simplify your answer. If there's ever a time where you don't, I'll tell you that. But that happens almost never. So just know you always need to put it in simplest form. So there are a couple of easy steps, and they're on the outside of that little foldable that you have. At the bottom it says, first you're going to decide, is it proper or improper? In other words, is the top number bigger than the bottom number? So if it is improper, your first step is to do what? Divide. You see it? That's it. So if it's improper, top number bigger, you always divide the bottom into the top. So your first step is just going to be to divide. Okay? If it is proper, in other words, the top number is smaller, then you're going to reduce it or use the cake. Now, I've told you in the past, I use the cake to simplify fractions because it's easy for people to remember. But if that's harder for you, you're welcome to reduce a fraction any way that you have already learned. So I'm not stuck on you doing it that way. But if you have trouble, I'm going to lead you back to doing it with the cake. All right, so let's go straight into some examples. Okay, so let's look at these two. The first one, let's ask the question, is it proper or improper? The first example, 12 over 16. It's proper, so we're not going to divide. Okay, sometimes people will look at this and they'll start dividing. But it's not improper, so don't divide. Instead, we're going to do the cake. So let's do the cake. This is on the inside of your foldable, by the way. I don't think I told you to turn there. So let's make the cake for 12 and 16. Now, it does matter. Remember, this makes our fractions, so it does matter which order you put them in. If you put 16 and 12, you'll get a backwards answer. So make sure you put them in the order that they are. Okay? So, 12 and 16. Number that goes into 12 and 16? 2. That's 6 and 8. You should be writing this with me, okay? 6 and 8 common factor? 2 again. That's 3 and 4. Wait till I ask, okay? 3 and 4 common factor? 1. And that's 3 and 4. Okay, so remember to reduce the fraction, it's which two numbers? It's 3 and 4. It's the 2 at the bottom. So the reduced fraction is 3/4. Okay? That's our first example. Now, let's look at the second one. The second one is 3 and 4/6. Now, when you're doing this, when you're just simplifying an answer, the 3 whole number can just come over. You don't have to do anything with it. You don't have to make it improper and then do stuff with it. Instead, you can just bring over the 3 and then just work with the fraction. So 3, and let's make the cake for 4/6 because it's not improper, right? Okay. So 4 and 6 common factor? 2. That's 2 and 3. Common factors for 2 and 3? 1, so that's still 2 and 3. So our reduced fraction is
3 and 2/3.
3 and 2/3. Very good. So these are improper. So our first step, that means that the larger number is on top in both examples. So that means that our first step is to divide. You could make the cake and try to reduce, but it's much faster to divide first. So let's divide on the first one. And I forgot to mention this in this class yesterday, but you watched a video where I talked about which one of these goes into the house and why. Who remembers the name I gave you for the bottom number? And it's not denominator. Do you remember? It was a specific thing. If you watch the video, you'll remember it. Rachel? Thank you. It's the horse and the rider. If you didn't watch that video, you need to go back and watch it because I'm going to refer to it all year. So which number is the horse? The bottom number, right? Horses never go in houses, right? So don't ever put this in the house. 17 is the rider. So the rider goes inside the house. So we have 17 in the house, 5 on the outside, because 5 is the horse. 5 goes into 17 how many times? 3 times. Okay, 3 times. 3 times 5 is 15. And we have 2 left over. And remember, this is what we did yesterday. We did 3 is our whole number. We start at the top, remember, so 3 is our whole number. And then we go around the world. So 2 is the top of our fraction. 5 is the bottom or denominator. So 17 over 5 is the same as 3 2/5. Now let's look at 3 7/4. This one is a little bit trickier because this is improper, but it also has a whole number. So we're going to do the same thing we did with the other one. We're just going to bring our 3 over because we don't have to worry about it yet. We'll do something with it in just a second. But let's start by just bringing over our 3. Oops. Bringing over our 3. And then we're going to deal with the 7/4 by dividing the bottom into the top, just like we just did. So I'm going to go over to the side and I'm going to divide 4 into 7. And remember, you don't have to write that out if you can do it in your head. It's no problem. So 4 goes into 7 one time with how many left over? 3. So this is 1 3/4, right? But there was already a 3. So we're going to have to add those two things together. So 3 plus 1 3/4. When we add it, it's just 3 plus 1 is 4 3/4. 4 3/4. Okay, I'm going to run through those steps again because I know some of you are a little bit confused on that one. So let me say them to you again. So this was improper. That happens sometimes when you're working a problem. You'll get something like this where you have a whole number, but you also have an improper fraction. So this 3 we just brought over into our answer. Then we're going to make this into a mixed number, just like we learned yesterday. So it was 1 3/4. And then all we got to do is put together the 2 whole numbers, 3 plus 1, that gives us 4, and bring down our 3/4. We don't have to worry about adding that or anything or finding a common denominator because it's only whole numbers that we're adding together. Okay, so if you will do these 3 examples on your own, we're going to talk about them in just a second. See if you can get them right. We're going to talk about them. All right, let's look at the first one. Was it improper? No, so we just made the cake. Let's see. So we have 4 and 6. 2 goes into them. 2 and 3. It's the bottom of our cake. So our reduced fraction is 2/3. Okay. Now, number 2, was it improper?
No, yes.
Yes. So divide 7 into 43. How many times does it go? 6 times with how many left over?
1.
And so we go around the world.
6 and 1/7.
So it's 6. Okay, wait for me, okay? Thank you. 6 and 1/7. Okay? And on the last one, was it improper?
No.
Was it improper?
No. That 5 is a 15.
Wait. Oh, so there's a typo on yours. Ooh. Okay, so would you change yours? It should have been 12 over 5. I apologize because I wanted it to be improper. I see now. All right, so we'll work this one together. Okay, so 1 and 12 over 5. Remember, we just brought over the 1, and then we worked with the 12 over 5. So 5 divided into 12, because 5 is the horse, it stays outside. 2 times, that's 10. So it's 2 2/5. Okay, and then we're going to just add the 1 plus the 2, and we'll get 3 2/5. Don't forget to add that 1 to it, because that will give you the wrong answer.